Welcome to October's edition of Scholars Spotlight. It's a pleasure today to introduce you to Jack Langston. How are you, Jack?
Oh, good. Cheers, pal. How are you?
I'm okay, mate. You look like you've got a tan. Am I wrong?
May have just got back off holiday.
Right. Okay. Well,
Not had one for a while.
we asked the group, the scholars group for lots of questions, and 99% of them were about why you had so many holidays. So we will skirt that, but we're glad that you had a good time. Let's get straight into it. I hear from good authority that you're leading scorer in the NPL West Division. So that's obviously great news and a great achievement, what you've done for Chasetown. We're going to talk about some of that in a bit. How do you stay motivated when it comes to matters of scoring goals? Do you set yourself targets?
Yeah, I set myself a target every year. Always like to aim for 20 goals a season. I have a little silly target in my head of 3 goals a month.
Okay.
You're talking a good 4 or 5 games a month. So if I can stick by that, I know I'm going to get some decent figures in.
Yeah, and do the other lads that similar objectives and targets, and who do you share those with?
Me and Yatta always have a good laugh about it. He's always like, try and keep up with you. I want to keep up with you this year. Regards to the other lads, what targets there, I'm not too sure. But it's just something I've always said to myself. I'd aim for 20, but I know I've had a good season again.
Okay. I mean, touching back on the holidays, I don't want to come back so soon. Top 3 destinations. Everybody thinks you're a bit of a Judas Chalmers. Might be a bit of an old hit back for you. But what have been your favourite top 3 destinations recent times?
Barbados in the summer. That was spectacular. Always helped being out there for the T20 Cricket World Cup as well. Getting to watch England play.
Lovely.
Chicago and New York, really. 2 fantastic places that I've been to numerous times, and I'd go back again in a heartbeat.
Were you in Chicago in the winter time there or summer?
I've done both. I've been twice in the winter and once in the summer.
Winter's meant to be like proper cold, isn't it?
Yeah. When I walked out my hotel door to snow coming sideways and absolute blistering cold, and you couldn't see my face. I had that many layers on.
Right.
The lake and the river through the city was just completely frozen over.
So what temps does it go down to?
-5, -6. I mean, a week before we went out, it was -19, -18.
Wow. Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
No football in that.
No.
Okay. Does your missus do your packing?
No.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. So back to all things Chasetown. As we sit here today, we're 11th in the league, with 2 or 3 games in hand on most. What are you boys aiming for this year?
Realistically, minimum, we want to be aiming playoffs minimum. We got a good look at the league now from last season. We know we underachieved, which is probably down fault to our own, really, not managing games the way we should have done. So this year, with the lads we've brought in, the squad we've got, we're only looking at playoffs minimum.
And with the new lads that have come in, we've got a good bit of data on them now. We've seen quite a bit in pre-season and obviously the season now. Who's impressed you the most, or who stood out to you the most?
He was always going to, but to the extent that he has, you can't look past fence. I think since he's come in, he's been exceptional. I've known him for a few years now from playing against him, and I knew how good a player he was. But actually playing with him in a team and seeing him in training, I think he's been exceptional.
Yeah, he's got great distribution, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got a hell of a left foot on him.
Yeah. Okay. So me and you played cricket together back in the day, and as per usual, you were much better at that than me as well. You're obviously a talented sports person. So outside of the football side of things, what have been your happiest sporting achievements outside of that?
Yeah, one always sticks out in my mind is actually when we won the league, the third team at Rouge, that one, or the cup, whichever one it was.
Yeah. I think we actually won a cup and the league in the same season.
Yeah, that was it. I remember one being over at Wolverhampton. That always sticks out in my mind because I think I was such a young age as well. I think I was still about 15, 16 at the time.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, didn't we? That was opposite. Yeah. I think that was opposite the school.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was good. To be fair, like most of my happy achievement moments have all been football related, really.
A
lot of good days with the cricket when I was playing every week, and at one stage took priority over my football really till I was about maybe 19, 20. I preferred playing cricket.
Yeah.
And it just got fully back into football.
You scored tons though, didn't you? I'm sure you scored a couple of hundreds.
Yeah, I remember I actually hit 123 not out. My uncle Pete was at the other end.
Yeah.
Watching. As season where the runs just kept coming, and it was a good season to be fair, but then cut short by pre-season.
Not easy to score a ton.
No, it's not harder than a lot of people think.
Yeah. I would compare it. I would almost say it's tougher than getting a hat trick in football.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay. Now I saw an interview that you gave recently with Lizzie, you and Pondy, and you both made your 300th appearance for the club in September. Incredible achievement. So congratulations on that. What's been your biggest highlight since you've been here, both personal and both from a team perspective?
As I said in the interview, one of the games that always sticks out in my mind is the Hales Owen playoff semi-final. Even though we didn't go on to get promoted, that night was something else. I was in
that end when you scored the penner. There was some limbs flying about.
Yeah, there's a picture and you can just see my mum and dad in the background as well when celebrating.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great night all around. It's just a shame we didn't go on to get promoted in the end on the Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that season well. I mean, A, it's not a long time ago, but B, it was a terrific season. I think we broke a lot of our gates, our league attendance gates at that season. And it felt to me, on reflection, we almost played our worst football of the whole season going into those really important playoff games. You know, I think you can't beat playing your best football at the right time, but, you know, you can't dictate that always, can you, you know?
No.
Same interview and classic Pondy, bit of they'll probably blur that out. But you were talking about your favourite teammates, and you gave him, and instead of doing the honourable thing, he picked Wince as his favourite. So if you could kind of change that, and we'll ignore he exists, who would be your favourite teammate?
I say I'll give him credit where credit's due. Pondy he is something else. The pitch in the dressing room and the coach as well. You see some things, but he's but the other two that stick out to my mind probably Wince as well. And a lad called James Dance. Played with him in my first season here back in 2016.
Okay.
Played centre mid alongside him, and he was a hell of a player.
Right. Okay. Where did he end up?
After that, he followed strings to rugby. But he played at a lot higher level before he'd come to Chasetown. He's actually a hairdresser as well, so
unlikely twist.
I know, but no, it was a pleasure to play with him for a season, definitely.
Okay. You look fitter this year. I've got to be honest. You do look a lot fitter this year. Any particular reason? I mean, you've always been fit, but you do look leaner this year.
Yeah, it always helps actually not missing pre-season through holidays. I mean, last season I probably missed 3 weeks of pre-season being away. But from this year, I've only missed one session from the start of pre-season. And just doing the extra outside of football, at home on my own or at the gym. I think just going off the back of last season, knowing it wasn't my best season and not helping myself out with regards to my knee, this year I've got a bit more motivation to do better than last year.
Yeah, well, you've scored some blinders already. My favourite was Hensford, the first game we had against Hensford. Do you rate that as one of your best?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I still can't believe people are saying it's a cross.
Who said that's outrageous? Who said that?
As a few people said, obviously they don't know me well enough because I'm not one to pass the ball in the box at times.
Correct.
But yeah, no, it's definitely one of my favourite goals.
Okay. I mean, over the years, we've seen you score some absolutely great goals. You know, I remember my favourite Villa team from back in the day. It was Steve Staunton was in the team, and we used to hit him from everywhere. And that's what you do, really. When it comes out to you and you're feeling in the mood, you'll hit it from anywhere. I think it was last season you got 4 in one game. Is that right?
It was our last season or the season before. Yeah, I got 4 against Boldmere away, and 4 the year before against Daventry.
Right. Okay. But as a collective, I remember looking at those goals. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. But those 4, I can't think of a better batch of goals anywhere, really. That must have been the game of your life, that game, right?
Yeah, that was just one of those days where everything you hit just goes in. And I mean, to be fair, they weren't exactly tap-ins.
Right.
But the volley at the end from 35 yards, it was one of those ones where my legs were gone. I thought, just hit it. Everything else has gone in today, and thankfully it went in.
Yeah. Brilliant. And in regards to if you had to pick a kind of top 3 of your goals, not necessarily at Chasetown, what would your top 3 be? Can you recall them?
I think penalty at Ailes Owen.
Just for what it meant.
Yeah, it's even for what it meant. I think the goal against Hensford last season in the semi-final when I robbed the keeper from 40-odd yards.
Brilliant.
And there was one against Yaxley the year of the playoffs. I've just picked it up from about 30 yards and it's one who just struck cleanly and it just flew in the top corner. I'm just trying to think of anything more, but it's
right. Yeah. Was that at home, that last goal you mentioned, or was that away?
Yeah, Yaxley was at home. Yeah.
At home. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Chasetown as a club and the people in particular. So include the staff and your teammates in the following. I'm just going to ask you some quick fire questions and you just got to give me a name. All right? Are you up for the test?
Yep, definitely. Yeah.
Best dancer?
Pondy.
Worst dresser?
Max Jimenez.
Angriest man or woman?
Who's still in the squad now or from the past?
Anywhere in the club?
Alex Melbourne from last year.
I like that. Tightest?
I know a few people are going to say me on this one. If this question gets out,
they ain't here. You can name anyone you want.
Evo, because he always moans about paying fines.
Okay. Smallest feet?
Smallest feet? I think Swanee. Swanee's got about size 7 feet or something, I think.
Nothing wrong with size 7 feet, just saying. Longest in the shower?
Oh, Max and Tomo. You won't see them for about an hour after a game or training. They're still in there talking.
Best music taste?
Definitely not Pondy. 100% not. Me.
Okay, so you've answered worst music taste. Pondy, we're going to have. Best striker of a ball outside of you?
You know what? I'm going to give it to the big man again, Pondy. He can't half hit a ball with that left foot.
Okay. Big legs.
Mate, him and Ollie are up there.
Okay. Fastest?
Oh, God, that's a good one. Lundy.
Okay. Slowest?
Tails.
I'd like you to have said Copsy. But Tails, good shot. I mean, he's about 48, and he Tails, so...
To be fair, I can't say that he beat me in a racing training the other day, to be fair, so...
Oh, you were hungover. Okay, most gullible?
Louis Burnside all day long. Louis.
Okay. Fattest?
Not me anymore.
Not you anymore? Pre-season?
Not me anymore. Pondy.
Okay, love it. I wouldn't disagree. Outside of yours, best looking girlfriend?
No comment.
Correct answer, but a bit dull for the podcast. Oh well, Celebi. So being at the club for so long that you have, you must have had offers from elsewhere. What's been the most tempting of those offers? And what's kept you at Chasetown for so long?
I think probably the most tempting one was about 2 years ago from Tamworth. It was just after we lost the playoff final. But I said, when a club like this, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And what the club have done for me in the past since I've been here is nothing sort of exceptional, really. They've been brilliant to me, and I've always said I'll repay that as much as I can for as long as I can. So yeah, I said in that interview, it's a great club to be at with the people that are around. It's superb. And
I guess when you're chairman, he's also the fat controller at work as well, right? Okay, let's move on. So, favourite, we might get bleeped, but who cares? Favourite swear word? Go for it, sir. It's probably mine. Just get it out there.
I don't swear. I'm a respectful gentleman.
Unbelievable. I know that's not true. Who tends to be you kind of go to in life when you want a footballing opinion? Whether it's about you, whether it's about your training, somebody outside of the team. Who do you tend to who's you go to?
My old man, 100%. After the game on a Saturday, on a Sunday, we'll chat about the game, and I'll always go to him and say, look, what do you think I could have done better today? Or, I'll speak to him all the time about it.
And do you think your old man still fancies it a bit, like he can still do it? Or is he given up the ghost?
I still thinks he was better than me. And he still likes even the ref and the linesman a bit of grief.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. So outside of Chasetown, who do you follow? Who's your football team that you've followed all your life?
Tottenham.
Spurs? I didn't know that. And what got you into Spurs?
My old man. My old man's a Spurs fan.
Okay.
Never really grew up being a massive fan of anyone. And then as I got older, with my dad supporting Spurs and that, it's stuck.
Okay, so your favourite Spurs player of all time and your favourite player of all time?
Favourite player of all time would be Xabi Alonso. He was brilliant to watch.
Yeah.
Favourite Spurs player, I think, got to be Gareth Bale or Harry Kane.
Yeah. I remember there was a period for Bale at Spurs. I think it was against Inter. Yeah. And he just had a world. He just skinned them, didn't he?
Yeah, that at the San Siro away, he was unbelievable.
Who was their right back? I remember their right.
Go Icon.
Yeah. I remember he was one of the best right backs in the world. He couldn't live with him, could he?
No.
There's that famous one where it knocked him past him one side, ran round in the other, beat everybody and knocked it in, wasn't they? Superb. Okay. So what are your aspirations moving forward, into the latter stages of your career? What are the things that you'd really like to achieve for yourself and for Chasetown?
Definitely, I want to win a trophy or a promotion with Chasetown. There's no better feeling than winning a trophy or with your mates as well, especially the bunch we've got. Me and Ollie speak about it every year, saying to win something with this group we've got now would just be something special. To get Chasetown promoted, to win a trophy, get back into the FA Cup first round, have a good FA Cup run again. That's something that'll be up there as well.
Yeah, I think that's the dream, isn't it? An FA Cup run. I mean, last year we got to a final, didn't we? So we were nearly there. You could really tell, A, it was great playing at Walsall, but B, they had a lot of players on loan, didn't they? A lot of good young players that had been through the academy systems, and it kind of really showed where we want to get to, I think, didn't it? So it was a good day out. Final questions. Development squad. I don't know how much you see of the development squad and who comes in and out of that, and obviously who gets to train with the full squad. Is there anybody that's caught your eye that we should be keeping an eye on that looks really promising?
Yeah, Joey Buckley. I think he's 19 now. I think he is. He's come from the 18s. He played for the development squad last year. He's been with us all pre-season. Been on the bench a few times, and yeah, he's very good young kid, up and coming. So yeah, Joey Buckley definitely.
Okay, we'll keep our eye out. We'll keep our eye out for that. If you weren't transport manager at Crown Highways, right, or a player for Chase, if you could have had another career, and you could do anything you want, what would you have chosen?
Probably a pilot or a travel agent or something.
A pilot or a travel agent? I mean, You're giving everybody ammunition, ain't it? Yeah. Too many holidays already. Okay, all right. Surprised at those. Last one then. So we're going to do a bit of a desert island discs, right? So a bit of a challenge. You've probably never heard of it. You're too young. You don't seem the podcast type, but let's go. We're on a desert island, okay? Just you. You've got one luxury item that you can pick, that you can spend your time with on the island. What's your luxury item that you're going to have?
I think it'd be like a sleeping bag or a pillow or something just to keep me warm and dry.
Practical. Like it. Okay. Food-wise, I'm going to give you more here. Usually it's just kind of one type of food, but we're going to go starter main pudding. But you got to eat this forever. So what starter would you go for?
Salt and pepper calamari.
Good shout. Main?
Oh, this could be a few things. I'll go with a good old double bacon cheeseburger and fries.
Like it. Pudding?
A brownie and vanilla ice cream.
That's good. Sounds good. No custard on that?
Nah, vanilla ice cream or brownie.
And I'm going to let you watch a film, but you got to watch it every day. You got to watch it for the rest of your life. What's the one film that you'd take with you?
Top Gun.
Top Gun? Also a homoerotic classic, just so you know. Well, Jack, thanks for giving me your time today, mate. We're really excited to see how the rest of the year plays out. You've scored some brilliant goals already. I think the team's gelling together and it's looking really positive. We've got those games in hand. So hopefully we're going to get lots of fans down there to follow our progress and see what we can do. But thanks again for your time, Jack, and I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Cheers, pal. Take care.
Up the Chasetown.
Cheers, pal. See you later.
See you, mate.